Hello my friends, welcome to this video. I will show you every settings that I use and everything that was added to the game in 2026. So let's go straight into it. Who am I to tell you though? I was a full-time pro player, I was challenger for many seasons already, and now let's go straight into the video. So let's start with hotkeys. I will be focusing on point and click with mouse. I'm not using WASD. You can do settings for every single character now. So you can, for example, press on Yunara and then you can do specific keybinds for specific champions. This is only good if you're playing Vladimir or champs that need specific keybinds, but for now we're focusing on global. What I use is quick cast all. So basically whenever I'm pressing an ability, you will see it here, I press W and it goes out, so no indicator at all. Then what's important to mention is my roll quest, I'm using it on V here, and my trinket, I'm using it on 4. So basically my item binds are 1, 2, 3, and then 5, 6, 7. Because usually you only need the first 3, and then your trinket is on 4, which is pretty nice. Then let's go to abilities and summoner spells. What I have here is I have it binded on control plus the spell. This basically gives me the ability to showcase my range. So for example, if I'm pressing control now and W, now I will see the range. So instead of just using my W, like I do here with Smartcast, now what I can do is press Control and W, and then I can actually see the range, and now I can use my W as well by just pressing it. This is pretty nice because it just always shows me the range, and I can make the indicator on or basically turn it off again whenever I want. So when I want to use Smartcast, I can use Smartcast, and I want the indicator, then I can use the indicator by this. Then if we scroll a bit down, what's also important is self-cast. You usually have it on Alt plus your button. Let's say for example you're playing anything that you can use on yourself, especially on enchanters, let's say you play Jenna or Lulu or something, and then you press Alt plus E or W, then you can usually press it on yourself so you don't misclick at all. And then when you go down, level up spells, I have it on Shift. A lot of people also have it on Control. I would just advise you to do whatever is good for you. People do it on Control, some people on Shift. Then target champions only, I have it binded on T. It's really important because then when you're turret diving, like here for example, you see if I would dive now, I cannot hit the turret, only hit the enemy targets, right? So only champions. Really important setting. You need to have this one. And then you can already close abilities and summoner spells. Let's go to items real quick. I have my trinket binded like this. Why do I have it binded like this? It's same thing as the spells before. So if I press with my trinket now 4, you see I will immediately use it. Now if I press Shift plus 4 though, I will see the range. And the advantage of this is that you can now actually go, for example, to bushes, and you see it's my color is going green whenever I enter the bush. So this is really good if you don't just want to place it like this. So this cannot happen if you press Shift plus the ward now. Bam, you see? So it's really good. If you have this enabled, you don't need to always do it, but if you have enough time, then you can always put your ward on the edge, kind of like this. And then that's it already regarding items. Then player movement, probably the most important tab here. We have player attack move binded on A. I have it activated with the range indicator. So every single time I'm pressing A, you will see I have my range indicator here. Then camera control, I think it's pretty default. I'm using F keys. It's important that you are doing your ally 1 on F1, F2, F3, F4. So you don't have yourself selected. That's pretty important. And then when it comes to display communication, I have pretty much everything on default. Your item shop is on P. And then when we go down to quick cast, I have this all disabled. Maybe for beginners, quick cast with indicator can be helpful if you want to learn specific champions, for example. So that's it regarding hotkeys. Let's go straight to camera. So camera mode, always free camera, never anything else, because you want to use your cam as free as possible. And when you lock it, you want to lock it so that it's actually on yourself, right? Then zoom on camera mouse wheel. You can just do this. It's pretty nice. And camera move speed, I would advise you to do it between 60 and 65, not have it on 50, because you really want fast camera move. If I have it on 50, for example, here you see it's pretty slow. So I would highly advise you guys to put it a bit up, and then you can move faster with your camera. It's really important when you want to get information. And then move camera on revive, enable smooth camera, mouse button drag scroll all off, and camera lock mode, really important, fix offset. You don't want to play per side, because now you see my left side I see less and right side I see more. When I would potentially play a fight into the left side now, I would have a problem, or I would have a disadvantage. So I would just highly advise you guys, play fixed offset, it's always in the middle. Then video settings, really important. You can do borderless or full screen. When I'm streaming, for example, it's easier to play borderless, but you can also go full screen if you're not really tabbing out or looking somewhere. Then hide eye candy, just activate this, use relative team cameras, and enable screen shake should be turned off, because you don't want this shake, for example, when Drake's Soul is spawning or something. Then when it comes to settings, I highly advise you guys to have a lot of FPS in this game, because every click is important, right? Every frame is important. So character quality very low. very low, shadow quality off, and then FX quality on low. Then what I did, I have a 240 Hz monitor, so I kept my FPS to 240, anti-aliasing, vertical sync all off. And here you can still like look at my accessibility settings. I kind of like when my game is like a bit more flashy, so I kind of put these one up, but it's completely personal preference. Then when we come to sound, I have my music completely turned off and the rest is like pretty low. I'm not even sure like when I did this, but yeah, my master volume is at 25. I think it always depends on your headset or like whatever you're using. And this is just it. Honestly, not that much to say. But what's more important will be the interface now. So we have hard scale. I have it on 20. You don't want to have it like too big, but you also don't want to have it like too small. Then a cursor scale, really like, please, I see a lot of people that play like this, with their cursor, and I think that's really bad. So your cursor scale should actually be pretty low, or like put it around 40 to 50, and then you will be fine. But this is also a lot of personal preference, like same thing for chat. I like it when my chat is like a bit smaller, Then minimap scale, probably one of the most important parts. Like don't put it at 100, don't put it at 0, like do whatever, fits like good for you guys. If it's 60, that's like totally fine. If you want to do it on 30 and you're still like playing good with it, then that's also completely fine. And then health and resource bars, like you should not enable HUD animations. This is really useless. And then same thing here for show health by animations. This is just eating our FPS. Then what I like to do is I always want to show the champion name. So I don't really like when I see summoner names. I kind of like seeing the champion name. Notifications, you can just copy this legacy cursor. A lot of people are playing with this new cursor, but since I'm like an older player, I'm playing the legacy cursor, but it doesn't really matter. You can do both. What's more important though is that you activate show spell cost, because if I disable it, you see here, I don't see my spell cost, just enable it and then you're really good to go. It's really important if you have lower mana, for example, because then like you can just add up the numbers and then see if you have enough for your combo, for example. Ability cooldown display, I have it on seconds. Some people have it on minute plus seconds, like it doesn't really matter. Do whatever is the best for you. The rest you can just copy. I'm not too sure how much of this is default, but then show timestamps, really important. So in the chat, for example, you see 020, has selected roll top. And let's say I would have timed the flash or like pinged the flash, on like, like 10:14. So now I can immediately time the flash because it's like 5 minutes later, right? So I know 15:14, it's like Yunara flash, and then you can like easily time it. It's really important that you have like show timestamps on. What I like to do is like mute enemy emotes. So no emotes, nothing that can actually distract me. Combat text, just put these ones here on. And then another important thing is accessibility. So display champion sound notification. Basically when a global ult is coming like Briar or something, there will be a notification popping up. So if you like don't hear it or something, this can always happen. Then another thing I missed is you can press Control F, and by this it will actually show your FPS and your ping. Just always put this on. It has no downside at all, but this is how you can check how much FPS you have and how your ping is doing. And then last one, we go to game. We have mouse speed at 50. I use 1.3k DPI right now, but I'm always like swapping around with it a bit. What's really important is that you attack move on cursor. You actually activate this one, because if you have it disabled, your attack move will be really, really bad. So please turn this one on. And that's it, honestly, regarding the settings. If you found this helpful, feel free to check out my coaching Discord or my Patreon. I always upload stuff there. And if you watched actually this far, thank you for supporting me. Feel free to leave a like or a comment, and have a nice day. Goodbye.